Yeah, we working. We working. On a holiday where I blow a lot. Getting in. Let's get it. Honor the grace, do what we gotta do. Let's get it, baby. September 13th. Here we come.
We're running before we, head into the press conference. So everything is going according to plan, and I'm looking forward to becoming a 3-time undisputed champion come September 13th.
The thing about Crawford is he believes he's doing it. Like, he believes he's the one. So that's the difference between him and any other fighter the Canelo fight.
Crawford has issued severe warnings to Canelo in the build-up to their fight, showing a new confident character.
Last fighters that they ain't on my level. And
I fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. Mention me one elite fighter. Just one.
Thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win.
The last fighters you mention aren't at my level. And you, everyone, are the last fighters, having fought during 2000 and 2002. Mention one to me. You mentioned me, an excellent fighter. Only one. Crawford has guts. Those bums lack guts. Those bums didn't want to win. Crawford wants to win. That is it. It's not about a belt. It is not about anything. You didn't sign a deal, and we want to win.
So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a mud hole in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? Everybody else been saying, since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their and he gonna be next. Watch.
He can no longer wait to get his way quietly and has taken center stage, attacking Alvarez with harsh comments and even pointing out his physical characteristics in press conferences. This is not simply a flourish to excite the spectators, but also a plan to play mind games with Canelo throughout the pre-match build-up.
Been fighting off the back foot.
Yeah.
A lot of, he'll engage a lot more than Skull, but he will be looking to do all the things where people have had success, which is use movement. Look at what Bivol did. Bivol had the perfect game plan. He boxed off the back foot, then he attacked, then he moved, then he, all that kind of stuff. And then Crawford will be looking to do exactly the same.
Eddie Hearn gave Terence Crawford some advice on how to overcome Canelo Alvarez, focusing on his mobility and ring IQ. He emphasized that Crawford's ability to stay evasive and attack effectively on the back foot will be essential. Hearn explains that Crawford cannot and must not be pinned or pushed like others, but must stay sharp, smart, and on the move. Global interest has risen. Terence Bud Crawford is highly regarded by the boxing community for his honed skills as a switch hitter, footwork, counter-puncher, and high ring IQ. He was able to beat the best opponents by moving quickly and thinking clearly.
Of Canelo Alvarez opposed to fighting individually. The thought of him is what puts fear in their heart. But he doesn't care about that because he said he's Terence Crawford, so it's a totally different thing. So if he can implement his strategy and ride it out to the end of the fight, he's gonna be successful. But if Canelo can do what he needs to do, and the timing has to be on point, because he's not that fast as Crawford is. It's all about time.
Derek James identified Terence Crawford's reckless mentality as he approaches his boxing fight against Canelo Alvarez, sharing his view as a trainer of the top talent in the world. Crawford poses a big threat. As a result, James referred to Crawford's lack of fear, which makes him a formidable opponent. He was not referring to bravado alone. He was referring to Crawford's modest demeanor in the ring when fighting bigger, more athletic, and stronger opponents.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
The scenario mentioned in this warning is not complicated. Crawford is not the person to second guess. He is an aggressive scholar warrior who just reads, learns, and enters the battle absolutely confident that he can win. And those beliefs, according to James Derrick, are even more lethal than raw power. James remarked, "When you have a man like Crawford who isn't frightened of anything, it becomes dangerous. That lack of fear is what makes him. This is the style mismatch that has made this fight the biggest of the decade." Canelo's specific method is to provide mid-range pressure, where physical opponents to depth, and control space. Crawford offers a response through the speed, accuracy, and configuration of ring arts. The issue is still open. Can Crawford's speed and brains meet Canelo's size and physical superiority? Or does Alvarez's weight advantage, along with their inherent weight, finally overwhelm Crawford? Andre Ward was confident that Crawford would win, not just because of his abilities, but also because of his mental fortitude and ability to keep strength at all times. Ward, a former unbeaten champion, knows what it takes to thrive at the top level, something he also sees in Crawford. It is not a fight between bodies, it is a fight of wills. In terms of mental toughness, Ward thinks Crawford will do better.
Crawford, he'll handle it all. That's it. I am. I'm not in any way trying to shortcome the tremendous fighter named Canelo. I like Canelo a lot, but I like Crawford more.
Teddy Atlas also threw his full support to Crawford, making a strong and impassioned forecast. He demonstrated that he thinks Crawford will succeed despite any weight, size, or pressure disadvantages. Atlas agreed that the alignment will be difficult and maybe explosive, but he is certain that Crawford will work quickly and give it to him in front of the fire. Crawford, in his view, is not only prepared, but also well-suited to situations like this. And when the lights are brightest, he expects nothing less than a high-level commanding show.
Guts, he got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he gonna go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We gonna do everything we can to him. We gonna do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is Crawford is gonna step to him. Cause you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something. And he better know Crawford is...
Crawford's boxer and trainer, Bernie Davis, stated that Crawford has always displayed courage in the ring. He is not the type of brawler who backs down or hides in the corner. That message was founded on confidence and belief, not just to demonstrate Crawford's mental strength, but also to tackle the game plan with the aggressiveness that they think is important to defeat a juggernaut like Canelo Alvarez. Tensions between the two fighters erupted during a heated press conference in New York when Canelo shoved Crawford in front of the cameras. Crawford, unconcerned, replied with a cold promise. No hooks or jabs would be thrown until he had fixed the score in the ring.
I always try to respect my opponents, and I think he don't did them because he really wanted to do. I think Turki Al-Ashi told him, you need to do something. And he did. And now, before I respect his word, because he say, oh, I'm not gonna let somebody to tell me what I need to do. And he did, so. But you know me. I respect everybody, but if you with me, so it's gonna be different.
Although the two exchanged a few respectful words during their visit in Las Vegas, the heat between them stayed constant. Beneath the surface, it's clear that both men are obsessed with legacy, pride, and establishing their worth at the top. When history looks back upon this time,
I like to do that kind of stuff. I always respect my opponents, but they fuck with me, so it's different, you know. What I think is Turki Al-Ashi told him, hey, you need to do something. You see so nervous in Riyadh in the press conference, right?
Canelo Alvarez responded to Terence Crawford's hot style in promoting their fight, staying rigid but calm. He clarified that he does not usually trash speak or do pre-fight theatrics, and that he has always treated his opponents with respect, but in this case, Canelo looked irritated, implying that Crawford pressed the wrong button. And this is why Canelo acted the way he did.
Crawford, his word. He say, I'm not gonna do anything I don't want it. or somebody tell me I need to do, and he do it in that. He tried to back me up, not pushing me, but like back me up, and that's why I push.
Saunders fight, right?
Which one? The Saunders. Oh,
He pissed me off. He pissed me off.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be almost the same.
can be bad.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
bad.
Canelo also suggested that Crawford may have done what he did under external pressure. He exploited Turki Alalshik's presence as a clue for promotional reasons. Turki Alalshik may have told Crawford to make a buzz about Crawford's body language during his press appearance in Riyadh. Canelo said that he did not appear confident, and that his bluster may not have been as real as it appeared.
I would say Crawford wins the fight based off of the skill set. That's the first and foremost. I think the biggest worry for me when it comes to that is just the size.
Terence Crawford made one of the riskiest boxing moves in current boxing by jumping up to full weight classes from 147 to 168 pounds. Soon after becoming undisputed at welterweight, he suddenly meets an impossible physical challenge from a naturally stronger Canelo Alvarez. The weight gain tests Crawford's stamina in taking larger shots, as well as his strength in the fight. Most fighters can't handle such a large increase, but Crawford has all of the talents of a great boxer on his side, including superb footwork and timing. Daniel Jacobs thinks Terence Crawford can defeat Canelo Alvarez because he possesses the necessary abilities to win the bout, despite the fact that the latter is a personal favorite. Can you imagine what someone of that caliber could do to somebody of that caliber? But Jacobs did not ignore the physical facts of the fight. He detested the mismatch in size the most, especially because talent is a factor. However, if the weight and power factors are taken into account, a game plan can fall head over heels. He quoted Mike Tyson's popular aphorism, which says that once hit, plans go astray. So, regardless of how skilled Crawford thinks he is, the true test will come when he faces Canelo's power.
I'm hoping that he's able to endure what Canelo's going to bring, but I think he has the skill set to be able to be like eluding all of the big shots and hit, not get hit. What does brother Nassim said? He has the most famous quote, swim without getting wet. And so I believe if Crawford could be that the night of the fight, I think he'll be successful. I think it'll be a big shot.
Terence Crawford is largely viewed as one of the most technically adept and diverse boxers of his time. His quick stance switching abilities, combined with superb movement and timing, enables him to precisely control the pace and range of a fight. Crawford displays exceptional ring intelligence, fluidly adapting to his opponent's techniques and capitalizing on their weaknesses. He keeps his pose and efficiency whether he is leading or counterpunching. Daniel Jacobs went on to laud Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo. When asked, regular fans see the match as a long shot. Jacobs remarked that for viewers who are knowledgeable about the sport, this game will show Crawford's level of prowess. As the fight approaches, despite Canelo's tremendous wins and impressive resume, most of the pros, including Bill Haney, have voiced great confidence that Crawford will live up to the hype. He changed his mind by saying that a fighter like Crawford only comes along every few decades and that he has spent his entire life to get to where he is today. Although Canelo has a clear size advantage, Haney dismisses it as a major factor and instead emphasizes Crawford's better ring smarts, flexibility, and fighting in tense situations, and he believes that once the bell rings, the young American will be able to play an important part.
Pick a side, I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He done signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent. Another fighter on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. Crawford is already stepping up into that squared circle where I believe there's nowhere to run or nowhere to hide. I don't care if it's 20 feet, 19 feet or 18 feet. There's nowhere to hide when you got the skills to pay the bills. Crawford is gonna put the stamp on it. Devin introduced you to it. It's the era of the boxer and not the puncher. Or let's say boxer-puncher.
The scenario conveyed the importance of the task. So even the biggest fighting star, Manny Pacquiao, shared his thoughts on what Crawford will need to accomplish to win. He told Crawford that he needed to be as prepared as possible for this battle or risk meeting a boxer as balanced and experienced as Canelo. Pacquiao stressed that this training camp must be tailored to Crawford, not only physically, but also mentally, by preparing him for the challenges Canelo brings particularly. Boxer Jarrell Miller recently voiced his thoughts on Terence Crawford's switched to the super middleweight class, admitting that the primary thing that shocked him at first was Crawford's ease of transition to the heavyweight level. When Miller first looked at Crawford, he expected him to be far bigger than Canelo Alvarez because to the extra weight he had gained. But after studying his physical conditioning and how the increase in size had affected him, Miller began to believe otherwise. Crawford is currently quite big, which surprises me. Surprised, I said, "You know, I have feelings for both fights. You know, I've spent a lot more time around Crawford than Canelo. So I'm pushing for Crawford harder, and I believe Canelo would be too large for Crawford, but after studying Crawford for so many years, I learned he came from a wrestling background. That is why he has never lost weight. He knows how to lose weight as well as grow it." Miller also points out that gaining or losing weight has always been a professional trait for Crawford. Similarly, Miller stated that his attitude and attention to precision will serve him well come fight night. Although he stated admiring both boxers, Miller sided with Crawford, even saying that Canelo would not have an easy night. He believes Crawford offers a serious issue in terms of skill level and preparation, even at 168 pounds. Despite all of the attention that Terence Crawford has gotten as a result of his brilliance, Canelo Alvarez is also an exceptional fighter. His will to achieve was unconcerned with limitations and weight divisions. People called him foolhardy for going up to light heavyweight to fight Sergey Kovalev, a title holder with a bone-crushing jab and a reputation for ending fights and nightmares with his right hand. Canelo, on the other hand, stayed calm and determined. Throughout the circumstance, expert views differ with prejudice. Keone Davis, who sparred with both fighters, favors Canelo, saying, "If I had to put my money on somebody, it would be Canelo Alvarez, even though Terence Crawford is a great fighter." This was not another belt victory. This was a message. Canelo never cruised up and down divisions looking for stars. Instead, he wanted to strike at legacy. Between 154 and 175, a gain in weight was both a risk and a statement. He could certainly put himself in situations where others were unable to go. His knockouts are not only memorable, but they also have historical importance. That right belongs to Kovalev. It wasn't just capable of stopping a man. It could also quiet doubters for a while. David Morrell wasn't shy in describing what a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford will look like. He recognized Crawford's effort and spirit, but stated that he does not think he will go the distance. To Morrell, there is a significant difference between being driven by legacy or financial gain and being in the ring with someone as seasoned, strong, and systematic as Canelo. This is, in his view, based on the deep water where power, mass, and experience in winning championships count.
But it's the crazy fight. It's too much. It's too much pound for Crawford. I mean, I know he don't do it for the money, but it's too much. It's too much pound for Crawford, and Canelo is not easy. Canelo is stronger. It's difficult. It's difficult for Crawford to win the fight or to stay in the 12th round. So, I say 60-40 for Canelo.
Canelo is a fighter who has changed his career by dominating at this weight. Crawford will need more than speed and brains to make it out alive. Rolly Romero, who loves Crawford as a fighter, did not add a sweet touch to his prediction either. He liked his aggressive walk and comments about Crawford. Nonetheless, the reality of doing this and facing a larger, more experienced Canelo would take a major toll on the ability to seize a shock.
Could win. I said I hope so. You don't just move up 3 weight division. Well, I mean, it's been 2 weight divisions, but it's 3, because they only fought 1. But you don't move up 2 weight divisions artificially and expect to, win. There's, that's not something that happens, I mean, are you still going to be fast? And,
But, even though Crawford's ascension is remarkable, Canelo's narrative cannot be ignored. He has often tested himself in tough situations. That is the point of talent. After all, it does not belong to a single man. Canelo did his part with blood, risk, and thundering fists. With the clock ticking down on Canelo Alvarez's fight against Terence Crawford, Crawford's audacious weight leap could result in the biggest upset in boxing history. Or will Canelo tell the world why he rules for divisions with force and precision? This is clearly not a fight. This is the collision of giants. It's your time now. Who will win? Canelo or Crawford? Predict in the comments. If you're ready to go to war. Like the video and don't forget to subscribe so you can get all of the coverage as the fight starts.